All righty, here we go. What is the deal, YouTube? It is Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair. It is high noon, Sunday, June 25th, 2017. And let's see what is going on here. Okay. I've got so much gaming news and commentary that I had to come on a little bit early. But let me give some quick shout outs here. All right, there's a Xbox channel you guys need to try to go check out. It's PTK Blam. PTK Blam, because he actually, he's made some changes on his channel. He said yesterday, and he's keeping it 100% gaming. He out of that fanboy BS stuff. And just go check his channel out. He's got good content. Go check out my man Grim Kampachi. He's got a good channel. I mean, he's real balanced. He gives you really good information, good news there. You guys, we're gonna start sourcing our information better. We're gonna have to start getting away from the Jack Reacher. That's why I changed my thing from the Ryzen thing back to the Harbinger thing, because I'm gonna be the harbinger of truth now. So Craig Harris is the harbinger of truth. And the Ryzen chip was up there because that was a straight troll at Jack Reacher. Everybody knows that they were the ones that were saying 4K native on everything. That's not true. We know that they said that everything was going to be 4K 60 on all these multi-plat games. Again, not true. Just on and on and on. That's getting more into the commentary stuff. And the reason why there's a reason why they're doing that is because they've realized something as well. But I'll get to that. Let's get to all this news. I mean, it's a ton. I've got a page and a half. I'm going to do some corrections and some updates and back and forth a little bit. So just hang with me here, guys. And so shout out to all these guys from One Stop for Gamers. Sean Fox of the Gamer Couch. Hopefully that we can get that's supposed to go up today, 3 o'clock Eastern. Hopefully we can if I'm on there, we can bring you some good information on that show. Shout out to Matt's Gaming. He's got a good channel as well. Go check his content out. Jimmy B Gaming, Weapon Wheel. Like I said, that's one of my favorite podcasts. Dark Cloud. Everybody that's been here that comes in and out. Kratos, the god of PlayStation. Supersonic Wolf, the general of PlayStation, the man that quote can't go home, as they like to call him. So, but shout out to all the people that come in and out, for coming in, giving me your time, giving me your ear, things like that. But the reason why my list is up there, there's so much stuff that I couldn't put it into one line. So. But here we go. Well, I'm going to start with Star Citizen news, because everybody knows this Star Citizen. If you're on PC, this is the game you should be playing. This is the game. It looks like there's going to be a alpha build 3.0, a live build. Sorry, it's an alpha build, June 29th. So this is the reason I'm starting with this, is because this is June 29th news. And June 29th is 3-4 days away. So, yeah, shout out to Porter Rock. He just tweeted me. Big shout out to him. Porter Rock 77, my goodness, Jay Fonzarelli. You all go check out their content. They are bringing you flat-out factual information. So these are the people you can go to. They're going to give you opinion too, but they're not going to surround the opinion with BS. They're just going to give you straight opinion. They'll tell you it's their opinion. They will tell you when they're speculating. I will tell you when I'm speculating. But anyway, back to Star Citizen. The 3.0 alpha is going to go hot on June 29th. Now, this is coming from StarCitizenNews.com. Believe it or not, Star Citizen has its own news outlet. I mean, it's crazy. It's like a news channel. And they're looking to go to a hot build or a live build between August 4th and 10th. So hopefully we get a release date this fall with this game. So that will line up perfectly with the PC I'm trying to build. But it's a beautiful game. It lets you do a little bit of everything. You can get out, traverse the worlds. You need a flight stick with it, which I'm going to get to here shortly. But again, just go try to check this out. If you have a capable enough PC, you need a pretty alpha beefy PC on this. So, and I'll get back to that what you need on there at a later date. So let's but that's the Star Citizen news, and Star Citizen is a cool game. It, like I said, you can do the flying, you can do the landing, you can do the boarding, you can have the capture the flag type bullshit that you do on all these other PvP type games. So, but let me keep moving on. Let me go to a correction here and a clear up. Yesterday, I believe I said that Elite Dangerous was going to be 4K. I needed to be a little more clear on that. It's 4K if you have a 4K television. It's going to dynamically upscale to the 4K screen. It will be 30 on the MMO. So if you play online, it's going to be 30 on the MMO. If you play player versus player, or you will hear that called CQC, close quarter combat part, that is 60 in that arena. So that's on me. I need to hold the L on that one. But there's more updates coming out on that as far as what they did for the PlayStation. That actually is pretty neat. It's actually pretty neat. So hopefully people like it. But I'll get to that here. But let me move to D23. Disney 23 is going to be at the Anaheim Convention Center in 2 more weeks, July 14th through 16th. This is where you will start to get, not only will you get Avenger news and things like that, but it relates to video games in the sense that Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to have a massive info drop that day. You will start to see what the Sony, if you have a Sony, if you're buying it on the Sony system, you will start to see what the marketing deal is going to look like through Sony. This is coming from Disney.com. This is direct from Walt Disney World. This is direct from the source. So no middleman here. So I'm going straight from them. It's coming straight from them to me, to you. So again, Star Wars Battlefront info. This is where we're going to learn probably if it's going to be 4K 60. I don't care that it is. I'll get into why people are saying things. You're hearing things like this out of the Xbox community during my commentary. But this is what I was telling you guys, that the comic book world, the movie world, video game world, they're all going to start linking into each other. It's already starting to happen, but this is proof. This is what I was talking about. So now you got comic book people. If you go to comicbook.com, they're talking about this game. And that's appealing to all other people. They're also talking about it being on the PlayStation and the content it's going to have. So everybody's going to make their choice. I'm telling you right now, the people that are the Star Wars fans and comic book fans, they're going to buy this game on the PlayStation. They're not going to care that it's, if you go up to them and say, well, it's going to be 4K, 60, blah, 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 they just want to play the game. They want to use the characters. So that's a totally different kind of player, but it's a different consumer. So, but nevertheless, you guys are going to start interlapping with each other. Just be nice and respectful. We like the video games. They like the movies. They like the video games too. So everybody be nice to everybody. Nobody needs to go back and forth, because some of them are going to start subbing to this channel. Because I've talked to a group of people and they're going to start subbing. So they will be coming on to the podcast and we will be talking. We're going to be having our sweaty moments with Star Wars and things like that. So if you're not a fan of Star Wars, when you see those podcasts, you can either come in and get a little education on these characters and their backgrounds and who they're going to be fighting in this new Star Wars game, how it relates to what you're seeing on the screen now with The Last Jedi, or not. I mean, that's fine too. But hopefully you guys tune in, because we got a good community going here. So I think they would appreciate it too, because they're socially awkward as well. So nevertheless, though, they like Star Wars and they like video games, so they have a home here on Craig's Corner. So moving from that news, this is a lot of Xbox X news that's coming in. I'll start with the game. F1 is going to be enhanced, Xbox Enhanced. So we all know what Xbox Enhanced means. So it's getting patched. It's going to have HDR. It's going to run 4K dynamically. And it's going to be at 60 FPS. So again, this is a driving game. If you like drivers, and again, you've heard me say this has been revenge of the JRPG this year. It's been revenge of the zombie game. And it's been revenge of racing sims. I mean, my God. Drive Club VR. Gran Turismo's coming out, the F1 game, the Need for Speed. You just continue, go on and on. All these games coming out, So if you are a drive guy, the Forza, Motorsports, and Horizons, all these games coming out, shows you where the industry is. But we're back almost to where the racing stuff was during the Ridge Racer and EA, all this stuff that all these games you would walk in, you would see games like Ridge Racer and Project Gotham Racing and games like that. Tons of racing games, and that's really, really great. Really great. What's up, Sonny in VR? I see you, brother. So thanks for joining me. So, but yeah, they've I'll get to the hardware here because that's part of the Elite Dangerous thing too. So but this is also, so that's, I'm in Xbox news. This is all coming from gamingbolt.com, and I think I put all these things, I source my information in the description so you all can check it out yourselves. In case I get something wrong, you can correct it, and that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. But gamingbolt.com is reporting that allegedly, and it has been confirmed that Xbox is going to do a Horizon Zero Dawn clone game. They're just going to make a game extremely similar like it. It is on the LinkedIn site for Sador Roberts. It works at Microsoft, and it's asking for somebody with some type of open world experience with a Horizon Zero Dawn tilt. So they're making a Horizon Zero Dawn game. I'm telling you right now, people, when that game dropped, I believe in February, I think it dropped in February, that was truly a drop the mic moment for Sony. That's when Sony put the proverbial God killer sword from Wonder Woman through Microsoft this generation. When that game hit, that ended Microsoft proper as we know them as far as what they're doing. And they're now, and I don't have a problem with them copying a successful game. Again, they will probably they may have a male character, but it's going to be a similar style of game. So we'll have to wait and see what it is, but it is what it is. This is it admitted. When you start copying your competitors' things, you no longer are trying to compete with them. But I will get into that later on because that's a huge story that went. Some people did report it, but it kind of went underreported, I feel. So let me tell you all about my Xbox X hands-on run-in at Fayette Mall here in Kentucky. Fayette Mall in Lexington, Kentucky it's the big mall. It's got 150 stores. It's a big mall. It's got a food court, things like that. Macy's, JCPenney's, you get it, all the big anchor stores, Dillard's. So they have an Xbox store, so they have a Microsoft store in there. And so I'm walking past the Microsoft store, and I'm in passing, so you see an Xbox One S in the window, and you see a black Xbox, and I didn't know what that was. I thought, oh, they have a black Xbox One S. I walk into the store, and because I'm in there at 10:45 in the morning, I'm the only person in there. There's 3 employees. I go over to the Xbox, and I'm like, oh, this is a new. I said, I didn't know they had a black. I think they have a black Xbox One S out, but I can't recall. I said, I didn't know they had a black Xbox One S. The young lady says, and she was young. I say she was like 17 or 18. I felt bad for her. So I said, I didn't know they had a black Xbox One S on market. And the young lady said, that's not the Xbox One S. That's the Xbox One X. And I said, oh. And of course, I don't ask questions that I already don't know the answers to. Unless, I will say that I don't know the answer. I said, oh, well, what does the Xbox One S do? I pointed, the Xbox One S, it's white, it's sitting there. I pointed to it, and she tells me it does. I said, does it play like Blu-ray movies? I can buy a 4K movie. She said, yeah. I said, I said, well, tell me what it does. She said, it does 4K when you have a 4K TV to upscale it, things like that. So your games will look a little bit better. It has better sound with it than the original Xbox. And I said, okay, so it's a little bit, I said, it looks really small. So it's real small than that other Xbox. She said, yeah, it's 40% smaller. Talking about the Jolly Green Giant one, the one that came in a green and white box. So, and I said, okay, well, what does the Xbox One X do? And she said, I'm going to quote the Microsoft employee. The first thing out of her mouth was, it has a vapor cooling chamber. I told her that's great, but that's not telling me the difference in this and that and what it can do. I said the Dreamcast had a vapor cooling chamber as well. Well, that triggered somebody else to come over because at this point, he knows that I know what I'm talking about. So he comes over and he says something. He says, quote, it does VR and things like that. So we hooked VR up to it, and I play like a game. I was on a cliff. It was pretty cool. It was an Oculus game. So they hook up VR to it. So that confirmed that it does do VR. This Microsoft does not, they're not pushing VR right now. So for whatever reason, I don't know why, but they do have VR for it through third party. Okay. So all the people running around saying they didn't do VR, they walked away from it. They were wrong. They just aren't pushing it a whole lot, but it doesn't. So I asked them, what does this thing do that the Xbox One S does? Because it's $500, and the Xbox One S to 1 terabyte, 500 gig was like $229 or something like that. And he went on to say, quote, this is a Microsoft employee. He said, quote, it does the same thing. It's the sum of the games that will come out will look a little bit better. And I said, is it going to look $500 better or $229 better? We all kind of laughed. And the girl then stepped in and said, look, it is better for you to buy the Xbox One S because, get this, it comes with the game. She was correct about that. And they had like 3. They had the Gears of War bundle. They had the Forza bundle. They had the Minecraft bundle. So she said it comes with the game and an extra joystick. And get this. If you buy these bundles directly from Microsoft, you can get a $25 discount on a 2 terabyte card that will slide in. So they showed me how it slid in. She said, if you feel uncomfortable doing it, we'll do it here for you. Very nice, very good customer service. But I'm telling you this so that you people understand there is not going to be that much of a damn difference in these games at all. That's coming directly from a Microsoft employee. Direct quote, it's not going to make that big a difference. And they already know more people are going to buy the Xbox One S because that's where she pushed me to go buy. So I said, well, what if I want to reserve this thing right now? If I just want to put some money down on it, I'll give it to you. I flashed, I had like a wad on me. I flashed it to her. She said, oh, we're not taking pre-orders on it right now. And I said, then why is it here in the store? So, and we went on, and then that's when they showed me the VR and stuff like that. Fine. But all these people, all these jack reachers out there, hands-on experience talking to the employees and dealing with it, and it is not going to make that big of a difference, folks. Especially if you have a 4K TV and you're already upscaling your games to 4K, what's the big deal? I said, I still get the same ecosystem, right? And they all said, yeah, it's going to play all the games on the Xbox, even backwards compatible games. I'm like, all right, well, that's all I needed to know. You guys have a good day. What's up, Savage Uger? So, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, Spider-Man beats everybody in popularity. Spider-Man, Karate Legends outsells all other superheroes combined. So that's why a lot of the Xbox community is furious. And that's another group of people that's coming in. So see, you got Star Wars fans and you got Spider-Man fans coming into the PlayStation universe. So you're going to see that, especially, my God, if they do a Spider-Man themed PlayStation, it's Katie bar the door. Katie can bar the door. So, but that's moving on. Now this is you still can't pre-order one. That's coming from Microsoft. And if you don't believe me, you can go to expressnews.com because they said the same damn thing. Where's my drink at? All right, well, yeah, after that one, let me go get my drink. Hold on. Put it in the fridge. Commercial break. All right, coming back. Yeah. Also, if you're in the market for a 4K TV, Vizio has one on sale right now for $399. It has a motion rate of 120. That's the rate post-processing. They're going to give you the post-processing numbers. This is what I was trying to explain to Widowmaker that he didn't understand. They legally are allowed to give us post-processing numbers on these TVs. So even if it's 120, it's really processing at 60. How do I know that? Because the US grid is at 60 hertz, flat out. So don't let these people lie to you. Don't let Jack Reacher pull you into that. You tell them if the grid's at 60, you need to step the fuck off. That's how you handle Jack Reacher, with facts. So But moving on, Pro Evolutionary Soccer has added 100 new player faces. The hell? Has added 100 new player faces. And it's also going to be 4K 60, I guess, is being patched. So I don't know. So if the games are being patched, that means they're not native. That's just the truth, folks. So there may be some games that do it. I don't even know if the can't think of the name of that game. The Division, I know it's patched, but I don't know if it's got a 4K native patch. I think it's 4K dynamic on the Pro, but it is what it is. And again, if you got a 4K TV, it's going to upscale anyway. So, but 4K for PES, Pro Evolutionary Soccer, I've never played it. I don't know what the difference is between that and FIFA. Somebody can chime in the chat and tell me which one is better. I think EA will probably have more support because it's EA, but apparently Pro Evolutionary Soccer ain't no push around. So, but again, I don't play. But anyway, the F1 game I reported on earlier, that is coming out August 25th. But here's what I don't understand. The damn game that has the enhancements for the Xbox One X, the Xbox One X don't come out to November. So why are they this? I don't understand why Jack Reacher is telling. I'm just kind of telling you this because I don't want people to think I'm only telling Sony guys what they want to hear. Because what that guy said about the, and I'll get into that later. But August 25th for the F1 game. I told you I was going to be jumping around. I got so much news. So I'm not very organized, as you can tell. So yeah, I work in the medical field. But anyway, 4K 60 on and 100 new player faces. So I don't know what that's all about on Pro Evolutionary Soccer. Congratulations if you buy that. That will be a pro-supported game. So it is what it is. So Xbox can, let's see here. Xbox can clone all they want, but it looks as beautiful. It may be. I mean, the Decima engine is something else. Yeah, that's what's amazing about Horizon Zero Dawn, in my opinion, is that it came from a gaming company that did shooters. Guerrilla Games does shooters, and they don't do shooters that well. So Sony took an awful big risk and went with that. So Xbox had Recore. That was no, it was not. Nah, Guardian Legends. It's in the fact that it has a woman in there. That's it. But yeah, there's nothing on market like Horizon Zero Dawn. Nothing at all. So shout out to Randall Thor because he did beat Uncharted 2, and he said it. So far, his experience on the PlayStation has been amazing. But let's just move on. Let's move on. So let me move into the big Elite Dangerous update that they just dropped a couple days ago. This is coming from redbull.com. This is for everybody. Again, the Elite Dangerous comes out on the 27th of this month. It comes out Tuesday. Now, the big thing right now that's been confirmed is that they're going to work on VR for PlayStation VR, but they don't have it ready to go yet. VR is where it's at on Elite Dangerous. Apparently, the people that are using VR on their computers they're really blown away by it. But the big news I've got here, of course, I reported this yesterday, but the HOTAS support, it's going to take you about 3 or 4 days to learn the HOTAS joystick, Flight Thrustmaster joystick. So, and this is a hardware update. And also, Thrustmaster has the official steering wheel for Gran Turismo. So apparently it's like world class. So Ludol, hey, what's this game? I heard this. It's going to come out on Xbox X. It's going to be a first party game, and it won't be out for a couple years, Ludol. So but they're making a clone of it. They had to. They were blown away by what Horizon did, and because they couldn't believe what they were looking at. And I've said this before, and shout out to Worrywart because he said to Randall Thor, he said, do you really think a first-party PlayStation game is going to look worse or any different than a third-party Xbox? They were calling it Scorpio at the time. That's a legitimate question that the Xbox guys have not asked themselves. But nevertheless, let me get back into it. Here's what's very important for Elite Dangerous if you buy this game on the PlayStation. Like I said, I'm not going to get it for another couple weeks because I want to look at the reviews and what people are saying about it. And that's just what I do. I am excited about it. And I still have it on the Xbox One S. So The solo play, you do not need to be online. So if you go in by yourself, you are just playing. You're still in the universe. You just won't be able to play with any other online players. You're playing by yourself, a bunch of NPCs. The game will treat you accordingly. The HOTA support, yeah, I went into that from Thrustmaster. That's fine. Here's the big deal. The touchpad on the PlayStation 4 joystick is going to be used as a hotkey. You'll be able to use each corner as a hotkey. Let me tell you this, when you're in combat and you got to keep your head kind of on a swivel, you need these hotkeys, especially, people that have to play this on PC, they know what I'm talking about. You cannot be in a combat situation and constantly be clicking over, down, looking down. You're going to have to hotkey everything. Just a fact of life. So, yeah. Yeah, the Gran Turismo steering wheels, the cost of apparently though it's phenomenal. So but yeah, I'll go into why I believe Microsoft is doing what they're doing, because I got my own thing. But also I pulled out my own thing because this is for the people who are buying Elite Dangerous. Okay. First things first, after you buy Elite Dangerous, you get it hooked up and everything. There's going to be tutorials on there. You need to do tutorial 1 and 2, and then you need to do the space travel and docking tutorials. You have to do that. You have to learn how to do that. It's extremely important, because if you dock too fast, they'll penalize your ship. If you dock too slow, they'll penalize your ship. It is a MMO. I want people to understand what this game is. It's an MMO in space. So if you're buying the game and you're thinking that, and it also does CQC and stuff like that, but it's a massive multiplayer online experience game. So I don't want people to get it and then be mad. So I just want to know what you're getting into. So watch those tutorials and learn the controls. You have to learn the controls, whether you're going to keep the PlayStation joystick or the Thrustmaster flight stick. So, yeah, Andrew's right. I saw a car that was $1,400 at a lot. So yeah, that's for that steering wheel. But if you compete competitively though, Andrew, that steering wheel apparently is worth it. And when you see people playing it online competitively, they're using that steering wheel. And they're using the pedals. So, and Elite Dangerous, you don't need pedals because you don't have any yaw and pitch because there ain't no gravity. You're in space. But I'll get back to that. Learn the fire groups. You have to understand how to select different fire groups for different situations. Again, this is something you can hotkey, and that's fine. Learn the map. This is number 3. Learn the map on how it works in Elite Dangerous. Learn the long routes and the short routes. Understand, if you let the computer map route everything for you, it's going to map out the long route. It's like asking AAA how to get somewhere. You can navigate a shorter route. Understand, you will be in the cloud, okay? The cloud. So what you do in a solo game, if you come into a group game, what you've done comes with you. So if you've earned 30,000 credits in solo, you'll still have your 30. You'll be able to bring that with you into your multiplayer game. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Learn the languages and between source and delivery. Some jobs will have you take it to say source 4 barrels of this kind of fuel from this asteroid field, stuff like that. You need to understand, if you take that job, you have to get the stuff. You're going to have to get a mining laser. You're going to have a place to store it, and they're going to give you a certain amount of time to deliver it. There's other missions where you do delivery. That's what I like to do. I like the courier because you can get anywhere from 7,000 credits up to 15,000 credits. Understand that when you start working for one organization, that organization may be hostile to another organization. So they will expect you to drop your mission and engage those ships. Because when you land, they're going to ask, how come you didn't engage these other ships? Your reputation will take a hit, and then you start earning less money. So it is what it is, folks. This is being in this universe. So learn how to do interdiction and evasion. You can actually buy hardware on your ship to pull ships out of warp to steal their stuff. You can actually do that. And guess what? They can do it to you too. So you need to learn how to do the evasion maneuvers and things like that. That's part of the tutorial. So make sure you master that, because people will try to pull you out of shit. So, and finally, number 7, have fun. Have fun playing it. Ultimately, we're playing it because we want to have a good time. But I'm wanting people to know it's an immense learning curve. You're going to have to spend hours on this game. And I don't want people to think they can just jump right in and just start playing like you're running around shooting somebody, playing capture the flag. When you buy this game and you invest your time in this game, you are going to invest your time into this game. This is old school gaming. This is what you used to do on PC. You don't sit down the PC game and think you're going to play for 1 hour. You're going to be invested. You're going to have to clear the schedule. You're going to have to tell the missus, I'm busy for the next 2 to 3 hours, because that's what you're going to be doing. You know, you may be currying. You may be asked to escort. You may be asked to attack. You may be asked to capture. It just depends on what you task yourself out to do. And if you're part of a fire group, if you're part of my fire team, we may be just doing outright exploring different regions. They will give you different sources of money to do different things. Oh, hey, that part of space hasn't been explored. You guys go explore it. We'll give you 1 million credits when you come back. See what I'm saying? So that's what the game's about. I just want people to understand that, to get into it. I don't want people to be mad. So that's it for Elite Dangerous. So, and again, like I said 4K 60. What I meant was that if you got a 4K TV, it's going to be 4K 60 in PvP. So, and I didn't explain that yesterday, and that was on me. That's my bad. So I'll take the loaf on that one. This next one is from Kratos, the god of PlayStation, via Twitter, www.team. I don't know if it's teamvvv.com, but GT Sport is a Q3 release. So their window is this year, Q3. So here comes another banger coming onto the field, you know. So here comes another banger. So, you know, it is what it is. Look, we can no longer say, one of the big complaints that Sony has gotten is that they don't put no games around Christmas time. I mean, I'm a grown man, so I don't care when the game comes out. The game's out when it's out. Even when it's out, it doesn't matter. It came out in March if I don't buy it until Christmas time, right? Right. It's like you guys. If you didn't buy, I don't know, hell, if you didn't buy Horizon Zero Dawn in the winter, spring, or summer, you're going to buy it in the fall, right? Right. So it is what it is. So people got to understand this, but it's a Q3 release. And since it's a Q3 release, that means it's going to be sometime between July and October. So we can expect that at any point after that. So, you know, yeah, I prefer more games during tax season. Yeah, well, Sony has delivered that the last 2 years, but they're moving more games into the fall, and they're not going to compete against themselves. That's what, golly, I really got to try to explain that to a lot of people. If you have a marketing deal with, I don't know, if you have a marketing deal, and I'm a basketball player, and you give me a shoe deal, and my shoe comes out, you know, when are you going to put my shoe out? Okay, you can put it out before NBA season starts against the LeBron shoe and the Steph Curry shoe and the AKA Big Baller shoe, you know. So shout out to those guys and shout out to LeVar Ball for trying to create his own brand. I love the fact that a black man's trying to create his own brand. So what's going on, Big Night 860? What you seen the pushback against him is that he's trying to create his own brand, and the shoe companies don't want another competitor. That's just the way it is. So, all right, but anyway, get back to gaming, guys. Get back to gaming. So again, shout out to Kratos for this story. He put this on Twitter. Go check him out on Twitter because he delivered this story. So it's pretty cool. But we got another game coming out. It's a driving game. My God, so many driving games. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna love it, love it, love it. So, so we got GT Sport coming. We got Forza coming. We've got Need for Speed coming. So, no big deal. So that's all right, Mark. It's not the end of the world. So I appreciate you being here, though. So let me go into Hellblade. I don't know if you all know a whole lot about this game, But Hellblade, this is coming from heavy.com. This will be the last thing I do. Then I'm going to do commentary. So Hellblade is from Ninja Theory. It is a AAA game, but it's only going to be half of what a AAA game is. So it's not going to be as long as a AAA game. Now, I don't know what the average AAA game is. Let's just say, I don't know, the average AAA game is 50 hours. I'm just putting that's a speculatory number by me. But let's just say it takes 40 to 50 hours on, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's if you do everything. So, but Hellblade is going to be half of that. So let's say Hellblade is between 12 and 18 hours. Okay. All right. So it's going to be something on that matter. It's going to be $29.99 USD. That's not bad. It comes out August 8th. Now, if you don't know about this game, it is Senua's visions are impacted by her mental condition. So the more traumatized she is, the worse her visions are going to be, is what I got from it. And that is phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Yeah, Hellblade, I think, has been undercovered, J-Dog. So, yeah, and I'm buying it day one. So, and I'm not going to buy it. Well, I may buy it digital. It's only $29. So I might get it digital. Her character's name comes from a great Celtic warrior, you know, so it's going to be an interesting game. You all need to go check this out. And if you buy it digitally, you get 2 bonuses at launch. I don't know what they are. I mean, it's on the website. You guys got to do it. You know, you guys got to walk a little bit now here. You guys can go figure this out. I'm not going to tell you everything, but yeah, so you get 2 bonuses and things like that. So this is great news. This is going to be, I think, a game people need to pick up. It's an August game. It comes out 2 weeks. It comes out 2 weeks before the DLC for Uncharted comes out. So everybody's going to be jammed up. I know me personally, my backlog is heavy, but that's fine. We've been watching friggin' TV and playing Civilization as she finally listened to me. And instead of going exploring on these planets, she decided to build some power stations so our people could survive. So that's been fun dealing with her on that. See us going back and forth on that. It's pretty funny. So, but yeah, that's the game I've been playing right now. So everybody wants to know how come you've not been on your thing. And I also been playing a new game. It's a real-time strategy called Grown Man Goes to the Pool and Drinks. Basically, it stars a man named Craig Harris. He gets up. He walks down to the store, buys him a bottle of mojito pre-made and some cinnamon. And then he goes back home. He puts on his swim trunks. He goes over to the pool. He drinks and he reads his comic book. So that's a game. That's my new game I've been playing. So people got to quit asking me what I'm playing. It's a real-time strategy. So that's what I am playing right now. So it's called going to the pool, drinking a mojito under the umbrella, and looking at your girl in a nice bathing suit with some 34Cs. So that's just what I'm doing. So it is what it is, folks. So, but again, I will get back into my gaming, and I'm coaching as well. But that's what I've been doing mostly. So, and again, you all got to know, if she ain't happy, nobody going to be happy. And the guys with the wives, they know what I'm talking about. So, but let me get into my commentary. Yeah, Mark said it sounds fun. Yeah, it's going to be real fun this evening, let me tell you. I got my mojito. I got my ice ready. I am ready to roll up over there. So yeah, we grill out and stuff over there. So it's summertime, guys, summertime. Come on, go outside. So, but all right, let me get to my commentary here and what I think Microsoft's in-game is. I think they are in their in-game. And I think the reason why you are seeing a lot of people within the Xbox community, every time a game is whatever, 4K enhanced, native, you get the picture, dynamically upscale, they're going to report on that because, and they shouldn't be surprised. Why shouldn't they be surprised? Because Microsoft targeted this. So they are reporting on it, though, because they are disappointed with the console. So they are disappointed with the console flat out. It wasn't what they thought it was going to be. It was what I thought it was going to be, is what me and Kratos told you it was going to be. But, we got called haters by Jack Reachers. So what has happened is that Microsoft is no longer competing with Sony. And people got to really understand this. Now, this is just my opinion. Microsoft isn't going to give you a ton of AAA games, not for another year or two. Let's just give them another 2 years. So at next E3, you'll start seeing more AAA announcements and you'll get release dates into 2019. The reason why they're doing that, they're targeting multi-plat games, is because they are no longer competing with Sony. They are wanting to just coexist with Sony. It's kind of like what happened when, I don't know if you follow golf, but when Tiger Woods was dominating golf, you literally had golfers say somebody's got to come in second. Microsoft is surrendering. With their clone copy of Horizon Zero Dawn, they are admitting to everybody, we can't compete with this type of tech. They just got too much, okay? So we're going to just create games that are going to be similar to it on our platform. Now, I don't care that they're copying the game, because Grand Theft Auto got copied by what? The Scarface game. That was a direct ripoff of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Saints Row was a direct ripoff of Grand Theft Auto. So there's a ton of games that have been ripping off other games. That's just the way it is. So yeah, Mark says he's going to stay in the house in the AC. I can't blame you, but when you go outside in the swim trunks and you got a mojito, you're fine. So, yeah, it gives you another game to play. But and I've said before that the whole thing with crossplay, you notice how the Xbox community is screaming that Sony's anti-consumer. It's always the people in second and third place that want crossplay because it helps their platform. And the reason why, and crossplay is a way for everybody to do what? Coexist, not compete, coexist. Sony is looking to bury Microsoft with their PlayStation 5. They are looking to end them, okay? And I think they're going to do it, because the way things are shaping up is Microsoft did not really differentiate themselves with the Xbox One X. It's not that much different than the S, and it's not that much different than the PlayStation Pro. If you have a Pro and you have an Xbox One S, they gave you no reason to go ahead and buy an Xbox One X if you are just a general gamer. If you just have one console, if you have both consoles. Now, that doesn't mean there won't be people bringing their shit in to trade on it, because there will be, but they will be the minority of the minority, meaning that you're a minority owner of the television, because there's more people with 1080p TVs than 4K specialty TVs. There just is, okay? Because people walk in. I was just in Best Buy yesterday, folks. 2 people bought 2 1080p TVs because it did the exact. It already had the smart features on there, just like the 4K TV. Now that was when I was in there. So, and I wasn't in there long. I was in there about an hour. It took me about 30 minutes to find out that they didn't have a Flight Thrustmaster joystick. So I got mad, but they said it won't be in until the first week of July, which kind of, that's probably when I buy Elite Dangerous, when the reviews come out. So, and I want everybody to watch the Elite Dangerous videos on YouTube. Watch those videos and just see what the game is. Just take 5 minutes to do it. It'll take you 5 minutes, and it's not that hard to do. So just sit down, watch it for 5 minutes, make up your mind based on what you're seeing, and go from there. There's a bunch of different videos of people that have played it for 1 hour to 30,000 hours. You know, they've been playing it for years. So, and they've been playing it on console and on PC. So, so Microsoft is looking, let me go back to my commentary. They're just looking for a way to coexist, okay? They put games on PC because they don't want to compete against the PC market. They want to coexist. And I'm not dogging Microsoft out. This is what they're doing. And I think this is why they're doing it. And so they just want to coexist. Okay, they want a certain amount of piece of pie. That way they can go ahead and say, here's how much we're projected to make on Xbox. They can't get that right now because now they got a new console coming out. They don't know what it's going to do. They know that it's not going to sell as well as the Xbox One S because they publicly have said that. So, but yeah, like he's like, saying that Play Anywhere is a mistake. It's not it is if you look at it as a competing thing, but if you're looking at it as a coexisting thing, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. You know, they just want to coexist with Sony. And shout out to Jimmy B Gaming, because he said this yesterday or day before yesterday on one of his podcasts. So yeah. So this is what it is. All right. So you're looking at a coexisting type of, because they've been, and why do they want to coexist? Because they've been defeated. Okay. Again, you all cannot underestimate what Horizon Zero Dawn did for the gaming industry. Okay. You look at it. Like I said, it came from Guerrilla Games, who number one is Guerrilla Games. Number two, Guerrilla Games makes shooters. Number three, it was a brand new IP. Number four, it's been immensely popular. Okay, it's been immensely popular. Now, people will argue with you and say, well, it has a low adoption rate. And it's like, no, they only expected that game to sell like 2.6 million, or they expected to sell 2.5 million. That's what they expected. Well, it has surpassed that. This game came out when? In February. The game was pushed back for 6 months. The game was supposed to come out, well, maybe not 6 months, but, you know, the game was delayed. So, again, you all got to look at it, and then it got a February release against a massive game, Mass Effect. Now, granted, Mass Effect is turned out to be bad, but Mass Effect is an established franchise, all right? But it went up against that, and it outsold that. I mean, that's amazing. If somebody had told me that, I would have said no. But a lot of people bought Horizon Zero Dawn. They liked the photo mode. I love the photo mode. And then they went in and they changed the photo mode to the point where Aloy will pose. She'll do different poses for you. So that's phenomenal. You know, I would not have ever thought of that, but you all have seen the pictures. If you go on PlayStation, you go to those groups and look at those pictures people are taking. They look amazing. So, you know, they look amazing. So how can Microsoft not want to compete with the PC market when they own the PC market with Windows? Okay, they don't own the market though, Curveball. They just provide a OS to work with it. Okay, you can use Linux. You can use the Safari Apple software. You can use Android software to get on PC. I mean, again, all Microsoft does is provide. What I'm using right now is Google Chrome linked into YouTube, which is all owned by Google. That operates on Windows. Google also operates, I believe, on the Apple system too. So, you know, no Linux. Well, but my point is that Linux is out there. So, and that's my point. So Windows Store wanted to compete with Steam, but all of a sudden you're now getting Microsoft games onto Steam. They just want to coexist. They want to give their people something else where they don't have to use Steam kind of as a competitor, but they're wanting to coexist with each other. And, you know, that's all Microsoft is doing. Just look at it as 2 ice cream trucks, and there's 10 houses. They each want to sell to 5. Okay, they each want to sell to 5. That's what Microsoft is asking Sony. That's why they want crossplay. You know, that's why they think, well, getting Nintendo to do crossplay will put pressure on Sony. It's like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. So, but it's coexisting. Google, Apple, and Microsoft, they coexist with each other. They compete, but they coexist. You know what I'm saying? And so Microsoft wants to coexist because with Sony pretty much coming out with Sean Layden announcing there's going to be a PS5, there's no way for Microsoft to compete with that. Microsoft's not going to build another system if this system coming out doesn't sell well. And it's not going to sell well. Now, maybe over time, when it comes down in price, it will. So, yeah, I'd say about 90% of PC gamers are on Windows, Curveball. You're right about that. So, and that's fine too. But they may use Steam. You understand what I'm saying? They may use Steam. They're not using the Microsoft Windows Store, which all purposes, I can tell you right now, it's trash. I mean, but it's going to be trash for a couple years until they build it up. So, and if they build it up, you had the Xbox community complaining about games like Quantum Break, saying that excuse me, even Crap Gamer got upset with Phil Spencer, and Phil Spencer shut him down. But Crap Gamer really did get upset. I mean, that wasn't a put on. He was disappointed in them putting that game on PC because he feels what now he wants because they want these guys want the PC market to go out and get an Xbox, and Microsoft doesn't want that. Microsoft does not want that. So now I'm doing good, Curveball. You right? Yeah. Curveball's cool. Be nice to him, man. He's cool, brother. You know, cool brother. But yeah, it's but they're coexisting. So when these guys do videos, that's why they're doing videos. Oh, another 4K game. Ooh, another 60 FPS game. Okay, wasn't that the target? So why are they celebrating? You see what I'm saying? It's the equivalent of you ordering a pizza and then the pizza coming to your house like it's supposed to. What's going on, Dion? It's in the afternoon, not evening. So, but that's what they're so they're happy. But the reason why they're putting stuff out there constantly, and it's not like you can't go find out yourself, but you know, if you want to know what Star Wars Battlefront 2 is going to be, 4K, whatever, just sign up with Star Wars Battlefront. So, oh, you're in the UK? Shout out to you there, Dion. Then, so yeah, I guess it's what 6? Is it almost 7 o'clock over there? So, well, happy evening. Shout out to the people in the UK. I know y'all got some issues over there. So, but okay, but getting back to what I'm talking about, but that's what Microsoft is doing, and the Xbox community sees that. They see that too, and that's why you got guys running away from the brand. You got guys saying that, and shout out to, like I said, to PTK Blam saying that he's changing his channel up. It's just like the Mass Effect gamers who did their gaming, who had channels built on the Mass Effect content. They haven't done any videos, and they changed their names, and they've come out and said that there's no reason to follow a game that's pretty much over and done with. And peace out on yeah, apparently, yeah, Fox said that the couch is going on today, J-Dog. So I told him I was available, so hopefully I get the Vine, and I can get on there and talk games with everybody. So because you know, it's been busy, it's been hectic. So, and everybody's got lives. So people got kids, it's summertime, and look, your kid is tugging on you to go outside. You go outside. Nobody wants a kid in their house is hyped up on sugar and cartoons running around tear ass in their place. Trust me, you just don't want that. Kid says, I want to go outside, you're going outside. So, and you know, if more kids went outside, they wouldn't be fat and out of shape like they are. So, but that's a different topic. That's why I'm coaching baseball. So, and that gets me outside too. But anyway, so this is what I believe Microsoft is doing. I think they're doing it because they are defeated. I think Sony, with their gaming lineup of, I mean, if what their gaming lineup is, so Microsoft concentrated on what? Multi-plat games, because they think that multi-plat games are going to sell their platform. You do realize that 85% of what Microsoft showed at its press conference at E3 was a multi-plat game. 85%. And that's not me bashing Microsoft. That's me telling you the truth. Yes, Cuphead is a console exclusive, but it will be on PC. Forza looks stunning. Forza Motorsport 7, I think they show maybe the best looking racing game to mankind. That game looks stunning. Okay, let's just keep it 100 here. But it's also available on PC. So, I mean, that's just a fact, okay? If you have a PC that can run that game, you can get it on your PC. So there's no reason for you to go out and get an Xbox One X. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're competing against themselves. Oh, you say Sea of Thieves. Okay. Console exclusive, Sea of Thieves, that's a fact. It's not on the Sony platform. But I can get that on a PC. So, again, and I'm just telling you, so they're coexisting. So they want to coexist. Why did they share Minecraft with Nintendo? Well, they think long term. They think maybe we can get a Mario game on our console. Okay? That's their long-term thinking. That's what they want to do. They have to coexist because they're stuck in a US market And the Sony is in the market, Nintendo's in the market. My God, Atari's coming out with something now. So what, Microsoft is getting their brains beat in every market. They do compete well in the United States. But if they want to become worldwide, the worldwide brand, they got to compete outside of the US, and they can't do it. They can't do it, and they're not going to keep wasting money. So when you see these Xbox dudes, when they constantly come up saying, Shadow of Mordor, or whatever it's called, is 4K. Well, you all were saying it was all games are going to be 4K. So why are you telling us this now? We know this, okay? The fact that it's not 4K, is not what you said, it's not doing what you wanted it to do, is the story now. That's the story now. And when I've invited them onto the podcast and said, what happened? They don't answer. Because there is no answer. To ask that question is already to answer it. So, yeah, Atari is going to, if they make another classic Atari system, I will buy it, because that will bring back so many childhood memories of Missile Command and Demons to Diamonds and Asteroids and Space Invaders. I mean, who didn't play those games? So, and people were like, oh, well, it's going to look like this. Dude, it's going to sell. It's going to sell. So let's just get that out of the way. So, and again, it will be another big fish in the water. So, but Microsoft is looking to coexist, not compete. Therefore, they targeted multi-plat games first, because when has there ever, B-17 Bomber, that was on, B-17 Bomber, that was the Odyssey, wasn't it? I think, B-17 Bomber was on Odyssey. So, but yeah, what else was on there? Frogger. Freeway. Basically, Freeway is how the chicken crossed the road. You basically were a chicken trying to get across the road. So it was fun. It was fun. So, but nevertheless, if they come up with some type of trophy system and things like that, because there are people playing games for trophies. So, yep, Centipede, Pong. Yeah, Pong's the first game I ever played in my life, video game wise. It was trash. Just look it up on YouTube. It looked like straight garbage. But, yep. Pitfall is the original Tomb Raider game. That's why a lot of the stuff you see in Tomb Raider and Uncharted are a bunch of traps, because that's what we had in Pitfall. So, and you get attacked by wild animals. You had the alligators in Pitfall. So it was fun. Anyway, let me get back. But let's not forget about that game, E.T. E.T. was hot garbage, trash, garbage personified. So I'm talking about the video game, not the movie. But my point to you all is understand what they're going through right now. And this is a patient that has been diagnosed. Yeah, pole position. Yeah, I keep saying, yeah, pole position. Yeah, pole position was so popular that they had a cartoon called Pole Position on Saturday mornings. It was god awful. The cartoon was so bad. So, but nevertheless, that's how popular Pole Position was. A cartoon, for goodness sake. So, yeah, Paperboy. Yeah, my God. You all are just bringing back memories. Yeah. So, but that's my point. So understand, you're going to see them make videos to say how the developers are saying how much more, all the power, how powerful it is. But that is what everybody already knew it was going to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. Yeah, boy, that's a classic. Yeah. Defender, Zaxxon, all that shit. Yeah, you are really bringing back memories now. So Defender, yeah, let you go back and forth. Yeah, like I said, there was stuff happening in those video games that you never thought. But Zaxxon is the shit right there. But that's my shit right there. So, but let me get back to topic. Yeah, Pac-Man, of course. But so understand, you're going to see them do videos always telling you, oh, this is 4K and this is this is another game coming out. It's going to be Xbox enhanced and it should look better. They're trying. Donkey Kong, yes, my God, yeah, you're right, yeah. Yeah, Donkey Kong, yeah, that just brought back a ton of memories of me plunking quarters in there trying to play. But I just so you all know, you're going to see the community, the Xbox community doing this. So to me, do you really care that F1, Formula One racing, that's what that is enhanced on the Xbox X? I mean, ask yourselves that. So yeah, ask yourselves that. So, so this because that's not a surprise. It should be. It should be. Like Kratos said the other day, it's coming out a year later. It's a year later, but yet and still, that's what has happened. So when they are starting to copy games, clone games, however you want to call it, when they are, people like you all said, they're out of ideas. It's not that they're out of ideas. There's always somebody with a great idea. There's always somebody willing to make it. Microsoft doesn't want to pay for that anymore. They just don't want to. And so the best thing for them to do is just find a way to coexist, not compete. Yeah, Frogger, my goodness. Yeah, who didn't play Frogger? Oh, my God. Who did not play Frogger? So, yeah. But, yeah, so just ask yourself, why are they making the videos? Here's why they're making the videos. And it's all, everybody that makes the videos are the same people that told you it was going to be Vega Ryzen CPU. It was going to be 4K 60 on every multi-plat game. Obviously, that's not true. And again, like I said, I don't care if it's 4K 60 or 1800p upscaled or whatever, 1440p. I want 1440p 60, but, and Kratos backs me up on that. We back each other up on that because that's the sweet spot. When you see a game running 1440 60 at high settings, then yeah, what Delta Boy just said right there is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So, and that's 100%. He's right about that. So, but let's not call him an idiot. Okay. But this, because I mean, he's not an idiot. Okay. But just so you know, that's the truth. Now you got to ask yourself, why is he okay with it? Okay. It's because most of their games are going to be checkerboarded or upscale, just like the Pro. That's why when Porter Rock said last year on the Multi-Gamer podcast, well, shout out to Porter Rock, he said the Scorpio is going to do a little bit more than the Pro. And he's right. It is. Time I go into the Microsoft store and I ask them, what does this thing do? And they bring up vapor cooling. The fuck's that got to do with anything? So, I mean, just ask yourselves that. So there's a reason why Jack Reacher is doing that. And it's because people are unsubbing from them, and that's happening. People are calling them on their own podcast in the chat. So, all right, come on, cousin Curveball. Let's not name call. Okay, it is what it is, and people got to own their mistakes. I mean, it's it. If you got kids and your child makes a mistake, you don't sit up there and tell your kid to lie. I mean, some people do. Let's keep it 100. We know some people do. But but you want your kids to stand up, man up, put their big girl panties on, and say the truth, So a lot of people were shitting on the Pro for the last 8 months, but people got to realize checkerboarding and temporal aliasing and all this stuff, it's going to help you, the gamer, with the visuals, and that's all that counts. So, and just because the game is 4K native or 4K upscale, you saw what. See, let me tell you what the two big things that happened here in the last month. The big blow to Jack Reacher was the Destiny unveil. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, the Destiny unveil was a kick in their balls. Okay, it was. If you want to call it a kick in the balls, a punch in the jaw, a punch in the gut. And I'll tell you why it was a big deal. Because 2 weeks after that announcement, even though everybody had moved on, Bungie had shown gameplay, they were doing interviews, they were doing one-on-ones, they were scheduling events for their game. They kept coming out and damage controlling the announcement. So here they are damage controlling a third-party announcement. And the reason they're damage controlling it is because it wasn't what they said. They were in shock that game didn't run 4K native 60. And again, if you want to run it 4K native 60, you can get a PC. And it don't even have, my point was that it didn't have HDR on it. Okay, there's no HDR support allegedly for the game. So since there's that's a big deal to me. To me, that's a bigger deal than 60. I mean, who cares about 60 FPS? It's a console game. So, but yeah, you don't have to name call people. Everybody knows who we're talking about. We're talking about the men and women who said that this system was going to be more than it is. And the second thing that happened to them was the announcement that Microsoft made the day after E3 when they said that they consider 4K Ultra. They don't care if it's checkerboarded, sparse, dynamic, or native. To them, it's all checkerboarding. Or I'm sorry, it's all 4K Ultra to them. And now, I don't know if you all know this, but I sat right down here and told Widowmaker that. But he said that, no, it's going to be different, and it's going to be all this, and Digital Foundry, and quote this and quote that, and this is wrong. He was wrong. He was wrong. Everybody knows that. You can go back and listen to the content. You can go and look at the comments that he left. Dude was wrong. Okay? But, that's why he hasn't come back on, I believe. Now, there could be other things going on. So, Titanfall running 6K on the Xbox One X. Oh my God. I don't know what else to say about that. They're taking a source and they're moving it into a lower domain, and it doesn't matter. It could be 50K. The HDMI cable is only going to source 4K. So, I mean, again, I don't know what else to say about it. So, but they're using that to hang their hats on to say, oh, look how powerful this is. Okay. I mean, nobody's debating how much more powerful it is. Okay, but they are. It's because they're trying to now tell themselves, they're trying to give themselves a reason to buy the console. Okay, it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but when people are disappointed in something, they will go back and say, well, look at what happened here, look at what happened there, and this was great. You hear it on sports talk radio all the time. You hear it on sports talk radio all the time. Every Cleveland Cavalier fan, they don't care that they got beat 5-1. They got out. I mean, they got destroyed in the finals. It's Golden State had to put a team together, a super team together to beat us. Well, you all put a super team together as well. I mean, you don't think that Kevin Love's an all-star? You don't think Kyrie's an all-star? You got 3 all-stars on your basketball team. Golden State has 1 more all-star than you all. So that's all that happened. They just have a better team. That's all there is to it. So, but yeah. But so it doesn't matter if they're sourcing. It doesn't matter if Sony has an 8K game. You can only source what the TV output. So, yeah, true 4K, Ryan is right. True 4K is wordsmithing at its best. Okay? Because everybody knows true 4K is 4096p, and nobody's running that. So go on. So that's just it's a lie. But because Microsoft said it, they can't damage control it. It's just like you had one of them saying about Assassin's Creed. Now, I'm buying Assassin's Creed day one. I will buy it on my Xbox One S because that's what I want to play it on. Now, if there's some kind of pro mode on there, okay, and the pro, they say, oh, well, pro is going to be 4K dynamic 30. That's the same thing it is on the Xbox One X. It's going to be 4K dynamically upscaled, meaning that if it's dynamic resolution, they will take resources dedicated for resolution and pull them out and give that extra oomph to the frame rate. I don't care about that. I just want to go around and murder people as that black dude. That's it. And people can say, well, you can play the Ottawa Cry Freedom one or whatever it is on Black Flag, but that ain't the same as rolling around pyramid to pyramid, putting the kibosh on a bunch of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So, Curveball knows Zaire. When he bought the Pro, you can go back to his videos, and he said he was impressed. So, and again, here's what's impressive about the Pro. Is that it does a lot of the same stuff. It does 95% of the same stuff as the Xbox One X does, minus the 4K textures, but they do it. How are they able to do it $100 cheaper? Okay? How are they able to do it $100 cheaper? So that's the truth. So, it is what it is. That's what you have to ask yourselves. That's why 2 weeks before the announcement of the price, all of them were speculating. It was speculation. Excuse me, because I speculated too. everybody was saying $399, $399, $399, $399. So, well, again, curveball, it doesn't. Why do you care what Zaire would say? All right. If he says you can color me impressed, that's the end of the conversation. There's nothing to hype up after that. I bought a Pro, color me impressed with it on that Tomb Raider 4K build. That was effing amazing. You know, it looked good, it sounded good, it played good. So, you know, it is what it is. But the hype of the Pro was the price. The price is what sold the Pro. Because it's not like the Pro was selling like gangbusters. Sony announced the number of 1 out of 5. Speaking of Sony, and I was saying this during Hellblade, I should have said this. Hellblade is from an independent game. It's an independent AAA game. And so for Sony to come out and say some bullshit that AAA games are just not as important, I don't care for stuff like that. The AAA games, independent games are very important. Okay, CD Projekt Red, who made The Witcher, that's a pretty big game, and that's arguably the best game this gen. Arguably, I know people, you can argue back and forth. I prefer Horizon Zero Dawn, but I ain't got nothing against The Witcher, especially when you include the DLC with The Witcher. The DLC for The Witcher was phenomenal. Both DLC packs phenomenal. CD Projekt Red gave us like 40 free items in that game, free. You just downloaded them. It was free. You didn't have to pay shit. So when they came out with DLC that you had to pay for, and the DLC was long. I'm talking about you had 8 to 10 hours on each DLC. It was like a game in itself, you know, and, you know, it was fun to play. You know, it was fun to play. So, yes, there will be a physical copy of Hellblade, Dion, but you get if you get it digitally, you get 2 things. So they're trying to, this is what I said digital games needed to do. One, they needed to be $10 to $20 cheaper because there's no physical copy. It is, and more importantly, they have to give you other stuff that you can't get unless you get it digitally. So, you know, so it's so I'm just simply saying to you all, this is what's happening, and this is what they realize. And again, a shout out to PTK Blam. You all can go to his channel, sub to it. He's got good content. But understand, he did say that he's changing his channel to be more positive, and he's getting away from all the fanboy bullshit because it's over with. It is over with. All right? Jack Reacher has lost. Okay? They're losing subs. They're starting new gaming channels. And I saw a guy who's a flat-out corporate slave, a liar, put on his Twitter page that he is starting a new channel, and he's going to have a lot of neutrals on his channel because everybody realizes what I'm telling you right now is that it's over. It's over. Okay? You know, Sony has won. It's time for people to move on and just enjoy the content. So I'm name calling. No, I'm not name calling. I'm giving shout outs to people that are realizing this now. So yeah, I'm name calling for people to go over there and sub to their channel. Like I said earlier, Grim Kampachi, he does a good podcast too. So who am I talking about? I'm not talking to, all right, I'm giving 2 shout outs to 2 different channels. Okay. Grim Kampachi. Okay. And PTK Blam. Okay. Who is Jack? Yeah, that's funny. If you don't know who Jack Reacher is by now. So, but I'm not naming the liar, the corporate slave is not those 2 guys. Okay. Because look, those 2 guys have got good content. So does Randall Thor. He's got good content. So Jack Reacher is the group of people who said 4K 60 on every game, Vega Ryzen CPU. What else did they say? You know, uncompromised. It's whatever you want to call it. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is. So, no, I'm not name calling out anybody. These people are liars, but one of them is starting a new channel, and that's good. That's good. I'm complimenting the people who are walking away from the bullshit of corporate fantasy war. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is. So, but that's who Jack Reacher is. Yeah, I don't know. Jack Reacher isn't one individual. It is a group of individuals who lied about what the Xbox One X is. Now, I know the Xbox One X to me is exactly what I thought it was going to be. It is. It is. Okay. But to Jack Reacher, all right, what else did Jack Reacher say? He said Beast is coming. So, and Beast is coming. It's called the PlayStation 5. If you look at it for consoles. So, and again, by the time the PlayStation 5 comes out, hopefully, if I'm still walking the planet Earth, my PC will be built and I won't really give a hoot about the PlayStation 5. So, I mean, I just won't. I'll be playing Star Citizen and I'll be back on my simulators. And that's what I grew up playing. You guys got to really understand that from the time I was, I don't know, 13 to 19 maybe. And then at 19, my brother got a Nintendo and played Nintendo for 2 years. And I turned 21 and I got a Sega Genesis. That's kind of my gaming right there. So, but it is what it is. So I'm moving back to where I started. I'm going home. So, so to speak. So, yeah, it's just, and a lot of the people who said this stuff about the Xbox X, they understand it. You know, if you early adopt it, this is for the people in the chat. If you plan on getting it, just understand that it will not be any first party AAA games out for it for at least a year or two. Give them time. This is if you're an early adopter. This is why I always say what to you guys? Wait, W-A-I-T, wait and see what exactly is going to be out on it. Doesn't mean, and like I said, I'll buy State of Decay, but I'm going to buy it for the Xbox One S. Okay? I may buy Forza 7, but I'll buy it on the Xbox One S. I can still play with the same people that are going to use the Xbox One and Xbox One X. So it is what it is. Just, you got to understand why they are making the videos they're making. And it's because they're disappointed in the console to the point where now they're trying to sell the console to themselves. They're trying to sell it to themselves. It's because there's disappointment with the console because it's not what they told people it was going to be. And to the community's credit, they're getting shelled by these people. They're losing their subs. People are calling them out. Like I said, they're losing their subs. People are calling them out. And I'm talking about people in their own chat. Okay, like you all, you know, you people are in there calling them out, asking them, why did you say this? Why did you say that? You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I personally don't know why. My two questions to Jack Reacher is this. Why in the world did you believe the third-party developers would go out of their way to develop for a console that the gamers didn't buy the first-party IP? Doesn't that make perfect sense? Isn't that a legitimate question? That's not a corporate question. That's not a bash question. That's what you need to ask them when you get on their shows. You ask them that and watch them just go dead silent. They will be silent because they can't answer that question. And then you ask them why, you know, and once they can't answer that question, you drop the mic and you walk away. Because if you put that out to anybody else, they're not going to do it. I don't care if you sell soap, okay? I don't care if you sell soap, okay? All right, you know, people don't buy your soap. You're not going to develop a new brand of soap and then just give it to them automatically. Like, well, the games will look better, and because they look better, the developers will develop for that console. And the only reason why the PlayStation outsold the Microsoft system, is because of the way the games look. They don't care about the price point. They don't care about the ecosystem. Because though price point is what decides everything. It doesn't matter what we buy. Okay? Don't tell me that you walked into Kroger's and saw Cheerios for $4.99 and you walked out with the box knowing goddamn well you can go across the street and get it at Walmart for $2.69. You went to Walmart and you bought the damn Cheerios. That's what everybody does. That's what, I take that back. That's what a majority of people do. So when they walk into the store this Christmas and they see Xbox One S for $199 or whatever it's going to be, or Xbox One X for $4.99, What do you think they're going to buy? Go see, Jack Reacher says they're going to buy the Xbox One X. I say, and I agree with Phil Spencer, we both say they're going to buy the Xbox One S. And guess what? Jack Reacher can't argue with you because Phil Spencer said that. Okay? But so, I mean, that's what I did on the multiplayer podcast. They couldn't argue with me. What are they going to say? You know, so, you know, what can they do? What can they say? So, yep, Top Dog's right. Everybody was hoping $399. I said $429 or $449 because it had to be under 500 because at 500, that triggers something in every consumer of not no, but hell no. You can buy a good 4K TV for $500, or you can buy an Xbox One X. I mean, get out of here. What the fuck do you think people are going to buy? So, you know, it's unfortunate that that's where their community got. But now they realize, and I realize this, and you need to realize this too, that Microsoft is no longer competing against Sony. They want to coexist. That's why they want the cross-play. That's why they want it, because they want to coexist. They don't want to compete. They knew Sony was going to announce a PS5. Me and Kratos have speculated. We've deduced what it's going to be, and Microsoft's not going to be able to match that. They're not going to do it, because I don't think this console is going to sell well. So I just don't think it's going to do it. I think it's going to be under the adopted rate of 4K television because the Pro is going to do 90% of the same shit for $399. Okay, for $100 cheaper. So it is what it is. So, you know, so yeah, the way to defend these consoles, you think the consoles did have one. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, the consumer is going to make the choice, and they know at $499 if the consumer ain't going to buy it. With the hardcore, they're going to buy it. Okay, but and I don't know what the Pro build, like I said, of Assassin. Somebody just tweeted me. I don't know what the Pro build is going to be on the Assassin's Creed, but I'm buying Assassin's Creed. That's day one, midnight. I'm buying that shit. So, and that's my most anticipated game. That, the Star Wars game, the DLCs for Uncharted and for my girl Aloy. Now, all that shit, that's definitely buy. And Madden, I mean, I buy that every year. So, you know, I buy Assassin's Creed every year. I've beaten every Assassin's Creed game, even the ones that are on PlayStation now. I think the one where the Irish guy, I can't remember what the name of that was, but, you know, it is what it is. So, but if anybody doesn't, but that's it. But let me start winding this down. So we went over to Hellblade by Ninja Theory. That's a AAA game. It's an independent AAA game. So we went over that. It's going to be $29.99. GT Sports launch window Q3. So we're getting that here in a few more months. Elite Dangerous update. Just, you know, no VR for now. The touchpad will be mapped. I did see somebody said if it could be mapped for them. And what I would suggest you do, and this is for everybody that's thinking of buying Elite Dangerous, is just watch a few Elite Dangerous videos, because like I said, it's a big learning curve on Elite Dangerous. You just can't just jump right in and play. You're gonna have to get in there and learn and fail, things like that. So it's part of what we got to do. So Jez Gordon is ACO. What is that? Are you serious? Assassin's Creed Origins will be the same on Pro and the Xbox X? Are you serious? Wow. 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 So they're not going to use 4K assets with the Assassin's Creed on the Xbox X there, Savage? I mean, you got to hold the phone. This is breaking news, because my understanding was that's what they were going to do. But man, if they're not going to do that, wow. And I believe you. And that's why I'm like, wow. How old am I? I'm old. So how old am I? Yeah. Put it like this. I still remember the Love Boat being on TV. So I was able to watch The Love Boat, Mork and Mindy, Happy Days, and all that stuff. So go back into the time machine. That's how old I am. I remember those shows. I don't just vaguely remember it. I remember watching those shows. So who is Jizz? So, but if that's true, wow. I mean, wow. So he talked to the devs at E3. Wow. All right, well, Delta Boy, you're older than me. I can tell you that. So, but wow, that's, oh my God, that is amazing. So 4K dynamic upscale to 30, which I don't care that it is, but wow, I'm more concerned with the story. You know, as long as I put the murder down, that's all I'm talking about. Use a bow and arrow, I murder. So, you know, yeah. So you were trying to guess my age. Yeah, well, you're older than me. So if you're 48, you're older than me. I can tell you that. So, but yeah, and that's why I say Andrew's right. They don't have the Xbox One dev kit yet, which is something else that me and Kratos told you people, but Jack Reacher lied to you all. So I'm older than 30. So I remember turning 30 though. So man, oh man, that was a good night. So you're old. You're 30. You're not old. My goodness gracious. So, but you're closer to, well, when you turn 34, that's when you officially, quote unquote, become old. So I'm old. So, but yeah, wow. Yeah, Andrew's right. See, the dev kits are not out yet. Therefore, how can they make certain builds for certain games? That's stupid. So that is Andrew's right. So, but Jack Reacher said that they were going to do it no matter what. And that's not to say that they can't put stuff in. They can put a patch in. I remember the Jump the Shark episode. A quick little nugget about Jump the Shark. That's the term that's used nowadays when a show gets bad. It's called Jump the Shark because that show on Happy Days, they built it up so much that when it finally happened, and it was like everybody watched it, and it was like a pool that you would get at Target for $9, and they put 2 little bitty sharks in there. So I do remember that episode, Jump the Shark. I still remember the TV guide. Everybody went out and bought the TV guide and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I wish I was 30. We'll hit 44 next month. Yeah, I know that feeling. So that's why I like jumping in the pool, because it helps relax my body. You know, so. And also the mojito helps me relax too. So ain't nothing like a mojito. So, but I endorse mojito on this podcast. I need to go find a mojito guy and get them to endorse my podcast. So that's what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, no, I'm serious now. So let me keep going back. We went over the Elite Dangerous thing. So if you're going to buy Elite Dangerous, don't listen to my voice. Research it for at least a week or two after it comes out. See what the reviews are. See if it's something you want to invest that kind of time in, because you're going to have to put time in. It's an MMO. It's not an RPG. It's an RPG in the sense that you can upgrade your ship. You need to understand how to do that. So, yeah, you get old to a point where you just wake up one morning and be sore for no reason. You're just sore. You know, so yeah, I know that feeling. So, but we did that. Pro Evolutionary Soccer again, or I don't know what's called, Pro Evolved or Pro Evolution. It's going to be 4K 60 on the Xbox X. Again, this is not a big deal because it should be, you know, because Jack Reacher told us it was. So is F1. It's going to be enhanced 4K 60 HDR. That comes out August 25th. That's good. That's good. According to the LinkedIn website, which does job searches, that's what LinkedIn does. Because I have a LinkedIn profile as well. You should too. It's a good way just to load through resume for a resume. You just update it into the cloud, and it's free. It's free. So a Horizon Zero Dawn clone is coming exclusively to the Xbox X, and again, that was the beginning of the end of the Xbox X. or of Microsoft competing. When they saw that game, they saw how that game played. They were just like, you can't compete with it. That was a drop the mic moment. They can't compete. They ain't gonna have nothing out like Spider-Man, nothing out like Days Gone. They have nothing like these experiences. You know, Last of Us Part 2. We can go on and on and on. They just don't have nothing like it, so they're gonna start mimicking it, and that's fine. So Low Storm may have unsubbed because I did lose a sub, but if it's a corporate slave, it's just I can't worry about that. So I mean, I hope he doesn't unsub because his mindset is really important to have. That way we can kind of see what they're going through. But it was like, you know, alien abduction and you experimenting on them. So, but I certainly hope he's not gone. He said he wants to do a debate, so we'll have to wait and see. You cannot pre-order the Xbox One X yet because the FCC hasn't cleared the name. It hasn't. They may change it. To me, they need to change it back to Scorpio. I'm going to call it Scorpio. So, Star Wars Battlefront info drop, Disney D23. Disney 23, it's July 14th through 16th. You'll get a huge drop of information there. Star Citizen looks like could have a live build between the 4th and the 10th. So let's hope it does. Let's hope it does. So, and because that's all good. That's all good. So, yeah, Xbox cannot compete with Microsoft. Cannot compete with, well, it's not a matter of they're deciding not to compete anymore. They are going to coexist. That's what they want, and that's what they're going to, and that's what the fanboys are doing. That's why they're changing their channels, because that's just the way it's going to be now. So, but again, this means that if you are, I'm not saying not to go buy the Xbox One X. It's your money, but I don't see why you would if you get the same effect on the Xbox S. And like Savage Uger said, let's see here. Dev said 6K for Titanfall 2. Also said that they will not use 4K assets for that'll be like the Pro, a couple of small improvements from that. Wow. Wow. It's hard to get patented around the world. Okay, well, that's all right. Yeah, I can see why it would be, but damn. So it is all good, like Ryan said. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's where we are with Jack Reacher. But that's the truth. We're there. Okay, we are on the. But this week we got Elite Dangerous coming out. We got Crash Bandicoot coming out. Damn, what else is coming out? Shit fire. So there's a bunch of shit coming out this week. So everybody, if you're going to go ahead and buy these games, please go ahead and make sure you tweet out what you think about the games. I have no idea what Crash Bandicoot even is. Is it a fox? Is it a dog? Why is it called Crash Bandicoot? Or is it just a bandicoot? Is it some shit they made up? So yeah, next Machina, I'm gonna have to probably get that once I jump back in. So. But Elite Dangerous is my next new game, but I have to do research and make sure it's going to be worth me buying and investing in that Thrustmaster joystick. Or can I just go ahead and try it with the regular joystick and then see what I get? So, you know, Crash Bandicoot is Crash is a Bandicoot, Craig. Okay. All right. Well, what is a Bandicoot? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's fine. That's cool. But again, if you buy Elite Dangerous, remember you're in the cloud. Make sure you understand the map. Make sure you link up your fire groups. This is all stuff you're going to go through in the tutorial. So just go ahead and do your tutorials and then see if you like the game. It's only $29.99. So, and it comes with a lot of content. I'm a big content guy. So, you know, but that is about it for this podcast, guys. Sony canceled more games than Xbox. Well, that's why we call him Jack Reacher for Call of Duty. That's not true. So, so you know, it's just it is the way it is. So with Jack Reacher isn't going to tell you the truth. It is the equivalent of I'm trying to compare. Okay, have you ever listened to a radio call-in show for a sports team, and they're going to make up excuses on why the team is as bad as it is. So, you know, buy that IR. What's the IR? So I'm not going to buy Elite Dangerous until the middle of July. because the reviews, it'll take about a week for all the reviews to aggregate to give it a score. So, and that's what I'm waiting on. Plus, the Thrustmaster joystick don't come out here. It won't be out on the shelves at Best Buy for another week and a half. So I have to wait and see what the score is and if it's going to be worth moving from the Xbox to the PlayStation. So I want to. I want to. So, but we'll have to wait and see. And see what kind of support the Pro has as a performance one, and then there's something else. So, but we'll have to wait and see. That's fine and dandy. I don't mind waiting. That's part of life. I'm a frugal consumer, so it is what it is. But there are no more questions. I was going to open it up, but shit, if there's another, I got another podcast to get ready for. So, but yeah, I may open it up I'll open it up for about 15 minutes. I can do a good 15. Let me go grab this real quick. And there is the Hangout. Everybody wants to jump in for about 10, 15 minutes, talk about what I talked about today. Perfectly fine. If not, I'm going to hang it up and get ready for the couch podcast. So, but yeah, but that is it then. Let's say nobody's coming in. That's fine. But that is it. That was a lot to cover. My goodness gracious, that was a lot to cover. So the Thrustmaster joystick, and does it look like a regular fight? Yes, but it has a thruster on there, and on that thruster, it has working knobs and mechanisms. And on the stick, you have things you can hotkey. And if you're in a combat, if you're in a jet simulator or a space simulator, you have to be able to hotkey because there's too much going on when you're in combat to do that. So, but you have, if you watch Elite Dangerous stuff, you can go ahead and see it. You actually have a CB radio, like back from Smokey and the Bandit and the way the NASA thing sounds. You can actually have your radio sound like that. So it has stuff like that in there that as a simulator guy, jet simulator guy, we love stuff like that. So, but that's me. That's one of my favorite games. So this is going to be one of my favorite games when it comes out. So, and I will be online probably on the 18th of July because my Xbox one runs out July 7th. Plus, Sony charged me $20 for something, and I have no idea what it was for. So, but yeah, the flight joystick is $70, and and so yeah, that's like I said, that's another investment. That's why I need to see what it looks like, how people are reacting to it on the PlayStation joystick. Because if they tell me that it's actually pretty nimble and it feels natural, I'll just keep the joystick. But if not, I will get the Thrustmaster. So, and then I'm going to create a group on Elite Dangerous. But if you can play Elite Dangerous solo offline, that will affect the world, though. It will affect what you're doing. So it will affect the group you come in with. You don't have to share your credits. It's nothing like that. But you will be part of the cloud. So it is what it is. So I would have, well, what they're doing at Ryan, he wants to know if I ran Xbox at this point, what would I do? What they just did, I don't have a problem with what they just did. I would have probably, the only difference is I probably would have had more AAA. I would have had more exclusives. I don't care if they're AAA or AA or whatever, even timed exclusive games. I would have had at least 4 or 6 ready to go at launch. If you go back to the Xbox 360, they had 4 games at launch ready to go. Even the Xbox had exclusive content ready to go out of box. You got to have something to sell. And if all you're going to sell is multiplats, there's already, if you include all the PlayStations and all the Nintendos, there's about 100 million consoles on market that are in people's homes right now. You didn't give them any reason to go buy your content. It was ridiculous. I think they showed a lot of the content they did is to try to entice people to move from the Switch over to that console. So, yeah, I mean, for me, the Xbox X at E3, they didn't sell it. The only thing that was sold to me at E3, that 3 things got sold that I wasn't going to buy. Days Gone, I wasn't going to buy that till I actually saw gameplay. I'm like, all right, I'm going to buy it now. The Assassin's Creed Origins, I wasn't going to buy that because the last Assassin's Creed, that movie was garbage. They spray painted a white man to be darker because they didn't want to hire a Spanish actor. So I was not going to buy the next game, but they sold it to me. So that's their job at E3. And also the third thing they sold to me was that Spider-Man, because I probably wasn't going to buy the Spider-Man game either, but they sold it to me. You know, so, and State of Decay, I will probably buy that day one. I'll be a day one buyer on that. I'll tell you that right now. So they sold some stuff to me, but nothing moved me, you know. So, and nothing at the Sony conference did move me in the sense that it got money out of my wallet. So Microsoft was disappointing. So, well, shout out to Mark Camacho. He may send me another headset. I can still use the headset I got. It's just going to be clunky. So it's all about 4K and no exclusives. Well, they've made it about 4K. So not me. Yeah, I did try the Sony Platinums at Best Buy yesterday. That was pretty nice. Although they had another pair there. They had something else there. I can't remember. It was a PC headset, and it sounded real good. I mean, but the guy told me the PC headsets are more dedicated to surround sound than the console headsets. They're more dedicated to talk. So it is what it is. I'm cool with it. So, yeah, you spent $300 on an Astro headset that was broke twice. Yeah, 180 on a pair of Turtle Beach that stopped working out. Yeah, now see, 180, I would have went off. I would have blew up Turtle Beach. So, yeah, I would have blew up Turtle Beach. So, because my problem with my headset is that I didn't even get to wear it, didn't use it for a year. I mean, like I said, if I had a year out of it, I wouldn't have been mad. I mean, I got it for a deal. I got the headset that I got for $20 on Black Friday, and I wasn't going to buy a headset. I'm like, oh, because that thing that Sony put in there is garbage. That earpiece, that was trash. I mean, come on, I got to do better than that. So. Oh, yeah, Mark. Yeah, I know you will. Yeah, I'm definitely not questioning that you are. I appreciate it. But, yeah, that's the thing. Turtle Beach, a friend of mine said the Turtle Beaches look good, but they're not very durable. I need a durable set because the way I put headsets on, this is the headsets that are now, they don't make them. They're not as durable. So, but I learned that the hard way. And so, yeah, Corey Massey. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch that video when I'm done. 4K for cheap. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Because you can do 4K 30 for cheap. They're right. Where they're gonna get you with the 4K is your monitor. Your monitor is what they're not going to include. And a 4K capable monitor is about. That's where they're getting people. Let's see, people when they build their PCs. Either they're giving you the price with the monitor or they're giving you the price without. The price without the monitor is always going to be $700 and under. Okay, but you can do, I think it's a 480 or maybe it's the 48 or 580, AMD 580, whatever that thing is. That's a Savage knows what I'm talking about. That chip actually, that chip actually does 4K 30 and it does it smooth. So it does 1440 60. And I'm telling you right now, you're better off getting you a 1440p monitor and then building a $500 PC that does 4K 30. And you just have a 1440p monitor. So they use a 970 to run Forza 3 at 4K Ultra 30. Yeah, well, remember, Well, yeah, Xbox One X is, it's going to run it the same way. Yeah, well, you're right. Yeah, I mean, again, that's roughly what they're targeting, so good for them. And again, Microsoft did what they said. They're able to take some IP and put it into the Xbox X uncompromised. They're going to be able to put 4K native textures in and things like that. So they did that. So is 4K worth it? I do not know, Ryan, honestly, because I'm still building mine. I don't know if it's going to be worth it on a small monitor, but 24 inches is, to me, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And I'm even thinking about getting 2 monitors, getting a second monitor. So, you know, matter of fact, I've got a second monitor. I just don't know how to hook it up because it's my computer is it's an HP, but I couldn't get it to work right. So we'll see. Yeah, the 970 is a 6-year-old card. Yeah. I mean, people are hung up on 4K, and I'm not here to tell you that it doesn't look good. I have a 4K TV, and the games upscale on there, they do look good. They look better. They're more clean. You can see more flaws, especially with the people's faces, and we're supposed to be able to see those flaws. So, but it's just not that big a deal. And I don't know if you all saw the they did a demo of Horizon Zero Dawn and checkerboarded, and they did another one of not God of War, Gears of War, 4K, and most people thought Horizon looked better. So I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, there's no reason for. I mean, again, you all can do this yourselves. So yeah, it's like yeah. I mean, again, that's to me, HDR is more important than 4K, but that's because you get that deep, rich texture of colors, and that's what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, I'm definitely in the market for more headsets. And I'm almost there. Like I said, I'm starting to save up for the power source and the CPU. That is going to take me time to get, though. That's just the way it is. So, especially the CPU, I want to put in on this motherboard. So, and that's what's going on the PC build. But I'm excited about it. You know, and I should be ready for Star. My goal is to have it ready for Star Citizen as soon as they say it's ready to go get. So, you know, but that's me though. That is me. So, well, when you look at a monitor, you need to see if it's G-Sync or V-Sync. It's stuff like that. I mean, look, for me, if you get an Xbox One X, get a 4K monitor with the V-Sync and G-Sync, you will be able to play the games at their optimum awesomeness. You know, yep, Star Citizen is in beta now. They're going to have a hot build possibly on the 29th. They're the 3.0 alpha. So, according to this, it's the Star Citizen News. The alpha is June 29th. So, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I mean, it's weird following a PC game like this because I haven't done it before. So if I'm wrong on that, I do apologize. So, but my understanding was that it was in alpha mode, and that's from starcitizen.news.com. So, well, if it releases in 2020, I'll be mad as hell. So guess I can play EVE online because that's pretty cool. Still waiting to hear back from J-Dub on how he likes Valkyrie. So, and I'm doing an engine build. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, the PC thing is brand new to me. I know that. So that's going to be I'm nervous as hell. Everybody's told me that the hardest thing to do is to put the CPU in. So that'll probably be what I do first and just get it out of the way. So, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm excited about it. I'm nervous about it. So hopefully it works out. But that's about it, guys. So check me out, hopefully, on the Gamer's Couch. If I'm not able to get on there, check out Fox anyway. He's got a great channel. You know, so go ahead and check, you know, please check him out. And I assume we may have, I don't know who's going to be on there or not. Hopefully I'm on there. So shout out to like all you guys. Well, thanks, Marky. I need all the encouragement I can get, both liquid and and otherwise. So yeah, Corey is right. And from what I've seen, it just looks like somebody's building a Lego set. It is people are putting the parts on, they snap them on, they drill them in, or they screw them in with the screwdriver, and they move on. But from what I can see, most people always put their power source in first, and the R9 256 that Kratos donated to me, that power source is going to be expensive. So it will take time to get that together, but it is what it is. And I'm in the process of starting to monetize my channel to help with the build. So, and that's just, you know, so, but I do have a Patreon if anybody wants to give to that. And I have a, anybody wants to donate into that. If not, the channel is being monetized. I contacted YouTube yesterday. So if you start seeing commercials, that's what's happening. That money will ultimately go to the PC though. So, but that's what it is. Or if you see one day you you pop in here and I've got over 3,000 subs, yeah, you can those won't be 3,000 people. So real people, those will just be however that works. So again, that's what I'm thinking about doing. I took the first step yesterday, so we'll have to wait and see how that works out though. What time is the other podcast? 3 p.m. Eastern is when Fox normally starts. So wow, you can put a whole PC together. It's going to take me 40 days to do it. So but the power source that I need is actually, and somebody did tell me that the issue is the power sources and how much they are. There's just no getting around the power source. Which Ryzen CPU are you planning on? I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at, because it's an AMD graphics card or GPU, I need some type of AMD CPU. So whatever the mid, or I don't know if it'll work with an Intel one. I'm not for sure. So, and there's a PC store you can go to that tells you what parts marry to what part, but it ain't working. I mean, I don't understand how to read that. So I just can't. I don't understand how to read that. So I have thanks to Kratos, I've got a R9 256x2 GPU. So I need whatever chip on the CPU side that's going to match that, and I need a power source to push it. So that's where I'm at with it now. A motherboard, shout out to Kratos again. He sent me a link on the motherboard, and I was able to get the motherboard in reserve, and I got the tower that I want, and the tower is going to have LED lights in it, and I got that for like $59.99 at newegg.com. So I'm buying it from Newegg. So use PC Picker, PCPartPicker.com. Okay. Ryzen 7. All right. Yeah, I'll definitely watch them. Yeah, I do watch those. So Ryzen 1500X is good. Okay. So, all right, what kind of power source do you think I need for this thing? Because everybody keeps telling me I need some kind of massive power source. So then that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm saving for right now, because the tower I've got and the motherboard I ordered. So, oh, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I'll definitely look at that this evening. So, but that's where I'm at with my PC build. And yeah, and again, you got to really try to understand. I went from a Pong gaming system to an Atari, and then we got a computer called a Tandy 1000EX. And the first game I put in there was Police Quest. And I got hooked on PC gaming ever since then. Well, not Police Quest. I'm sorry. It was what was the name of that game? King's Quest. All right, if you go back and look at all the King's Quest games, those are the kind of games I was playing. And there was King's Quest like 1 through 50, it seemed like. Then after that, I got Dr. J and Larry Bird go one-on-one. That was from EA. And if you have that game on PC on floppy disk, you turn that over, you see the first like 10 or 20 EA employees in history that made this game. And it was good. Dr. J and Larry Bird go one-on-one. And then I started buying Sierra games, and Sierra made Police Quest and Heroes Quest, and they made all these Quest games. And then I moved into jet simulators. Falcon 4.0 was kind of the top of the hill, F-15 simulator. So stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I need a power supply that will allow you to run CPU. Yeah, that's the problem, is I don't know which one to get, because there's like a gazillion of them. So, and there's some that looked affordable, but then when I typed it in, people sent me things back saying that's not going to run that thing efficiently. So, I mean, again, I don't want to get something that's too powerful that burns the house down. So, but that's where I'm at right now. That's everything else that seems to be falling in order. But yeah, the CPU, I do want a Ryzen CPU, so that way I can say I got a Ryzen CPU on my PC. So. But we'll have to wait and see. So, but I've got my parts from Newegg, and then I got the motherboard from Amazon. So that's where I got my parts from so far. So Newegg and Amazon. Shout out to Kratos. He donated the GPU. So he donated the GPU. So so that's where I got that from. So and shout out to Kratos again because he's supposed to donate a monitor. So that helps too. That's why, again, I moved on to the power supply. So, but that's it, guys. I'm going to get on off of here. Like I said, hopefully the gaming couch, that works out. I can get on there with Fox and friends, I call them. So, but check that out. That's 3 p.m. And I am going to get out of here. So shout out to all you guys, all the subs, old and new. Thanks for modding the chat. I do appreciate you all doing that. And shout out to Cousin Curveball. That's a hilarious name. Yeah, shout out to Keeping It Real. Yeah, the Ryzen 7. All right, somebody says Ryzen 1500X and Ryzen 7, so I have no idea what the differences are. So they're both Ryzen. So it may be an AMD CPU that matches the – I don't know why I can't type that in and it just pop up. But I'm going to go to this other thing that Mark Camacho suggested, definitely. So shout out to him. Thank you all for coming in. I know it's a ton of news. I wanted to get through it real fast, and I've been here almost 2 hours. So, but I had a page and a half of stuff that just came down. So go ahead and get the Crash Bandicoot if you want to. Go ahead and get the Elite Dangerous. Tell me what it's like on the PS4 joystick. Again, you're early adopting it, so that's the choice you're making. I always wait a week or two to get an aggregate on what it is. Also, I'm going to go see Spider-Man on the 29th. Let me look again. Yeah, I'm going to go see Spider-Man on the 29th. Yeah, so I'll definitely be ready for that. Then I'll be ready for Elite Dangerous. So, but that is it for this show, guys. I appreciate you all joining me and the feedback because I definitely need it. And I will keep you all abreast on the PC build. When I build it, I'm going to do it like on camera. So when I do it on camera, I'm going to do it one step at a time. It's going to be once you see me on a visual thing, that means I'm about to start building. So, but and again, that's going to take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, or hell, maybe it was. So, but shout out to everybody for listening. Thanks for stopping by. I think we got up to over 30 viewers on this podcast, and I appreciate all of them. So thank you all. Hit the like button if you can. And again, if you go out tonight, wear white. Take it easy, guys. Craig Harris, black man in the green cheer. About to drink a mojito. Take it easy. Bye-bye.